Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Alexa if you don't know me. And today we are going to be doing a Q&A that I have asked on my Instagram, and I got a bunch of people asking. I was really excited. I did get a lot of doubles, so I'm going to be answering 11 questions. So let's get into it. What college did you go to? I went to Malone University. It's a small Christian school in Canton, Ohio. And then for grad school, I went to ACE, American College of Education, and that was online. So at Malone, I studied health and physical education. And then at ACE, I did health and wellness education. I almost forgot what I did. I love how my cat's in the background. I just realized that. You're in the video. Okay, hopefully she doesn't lick the bag. When did you know you wanted to be a teacher? So I have known I wanted to be a teacher since I was a little girl. Like I was little. I remember I'm aging myself here, but Beanie Babies. I would have them like all around the room in like a little rows, and I would sit there and read them my books that I had. And then eventually me and another one of my friends who is now a former teacher, her and I would go back and forth on being the teacher and the student. So it's been a dream of mine for a really long time. Did you enjoy your student teaching experience? I did actually enjoy it. I did health and physical education, and I did with middle schoolers. This was like back in 2014. It's like so long ago. I loved it. I had a blast. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about like the style of teaching that I did. And I learned that I had to really project my voice because I'm a very quiet person. So I really had to learn how to start yelling as in projecting my voice, not yelling at students. But yeah, it was a blast. I wish I did a lot more health education part of my student teaching. We did some, and where I student taught, and I don't know if it's different now because I'm now in Pennsylvania, but at the time they did like a week or two of health, and that was it. Whereas where I'm from and where I teach now, it's like you get a health education curriculum too. Also in middle school, like it's I think like 6 weeks or so. So very different. But yeah, I had a great experience. What level do I like teaching? So I really enjoy middle school and high school students. Nothing against elementary. I think if I went to school for elementary education, I would enjoy that like a lot. As a physical education teacher, I don't even know how to explain this. They're just everywhere and they're excited, and I get it. And I did love that they came in so excited and they had things to tell me, and I was like a celebrity, but at the same time I was like, I just want to like get this like lesson in because I have to. And I don't know, I didn't feel like my class management was very natural for that age group. But once I got to middle school and high school, it became very natural for me to teach physical education a little bit better. Oh, hi. And also just even like the class management and talking to the kids. I mean, of course, there's a lot of behaviors that happen your tail is in here in middle school and high school. However, I felt like it was like more of like a life lesson that I was able to teach those students as well. I didn't have that experience with elementary school, but okay. How can teachers stay healthy throughout the school year? Okay, so staying healthy throughout the school year is hard to do. And I learned this really early on as a teacher that I have to have a healthy lifestyle. So it doesn't mean if you don't have a healthy lifestyle, don't freak out or anything, and you can always start today. But what I mean by that is I realized getting my 8 hours of sleep, hydrating throughout the day, even during the school day. Yes, I said it, hydrating. Eating well and eating less processed foods, stressing less, it just helps. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get sick, like I said, but you would get sick less and at less time. I also take vitamins, but I actually have migraines, so I take more of like stuff for migraine prevention, which is also stuff that I can take to help my immune system as well. Okay. How can teachers prioritize tasks to reduce stress? So one thing I like to do, so I like to take a piece of paper and you make like a little T-chart. And as teachers, we should know what a T-chart is. And so with the T-chart, you write urgent and then you write done later, get done later. So obviously you go through your urgents to get done. And then you do whatever it is that you need to get done like later. And it should be stuff that like maybe decorating your classroom should be like last on your list versus like getting the IEPs done. And also just to prioritize tasks or whatever you have to do. Routines really help. So if you're someone that like, you're a morning person, but like you don't really get out of bed to do whatever you need to do, then maybe prioritizing your time to maybe drink your coffee and do whatever you have to do, then get to school, and then you have whatever tasks it is. Even then, before you leave to go home, you can even write down like the 3 things that you need to do tomorrow. I hope that helps. How to set boundaries to avoid burnout. This one I love to talk about, of course, because this is what I help teachers on. Boundaries. Think of it as like a hula hoop. Okay? I've said this in so many videos. So you have your hula hoop and you're walking around. Everyone has this invisible one. Every single person, your students, the parents, the principals, your coworkers, and everything in your hula hoop is what you're protecting. So this could be time on your side. It could be breaks, something like that, okay? And so if someone goes into your hula hoop, they're overstepping their boundaries, okay? So in that case, it could be something as someone always asking you to do something that you're like, why can't you do that? Like, it's simple, yeah, but you do it, okay? It could be closing your door while you get your work done. It could just be taking a break for 10 minutes. Whatever, just think about what makes you tick in a way that like you get mad and you're like, what the heck? That will be your boundary. So if you get mad at the end of the day because it's class ended at 2:15 and school is done and you're at work and it's 4:45 and you get ticked, well, your boundary can be leave at contracted hour or leave 15 to 20 minutes after my contracted hour, something like that. What are some self-care strategies teachers can do daily? So this one actually goes with what I said with staying healthy throughout the school year. So something about self-care is we teachers hear that and you automatically think the administration saying to you, bubble bath. Yeah, take a bubble bath. It'll make you feel better. And remember your why, but like, no, there's 2 types of self-care. And I have a video on this that I can share with you, but there's 2. So the 2 are luxurious self-care. So that would be getting your nails done, getting your hair done, pedicures. It could be, I don't know, anything like a spa day, whatever. Those are nice, but they're gonna not make you happy in that moment, or not in that moment, but like after. They will make you happy, right? Like you're going to a wedding, you get your nails done and like, oh, you have them for a little bit. But then after they're ruined, you're like, okay. Well, the other self-care, practical self-care. So this one is, again, sleeping 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 8 hours at night. I must need my afternoon coffee. This would be eating well. This is taking the stress off, exercising, being social with your friends, family, stuff like that. Doing something that you like to do as well. So this could be taking 20 minutes after school to read a chapter of your favorite book, something like that. It doesn't have to be complex, but what strategies do you recommend for maintaining a work-life balance? So one thing I'd like to say is I feel like work-life balance it's hard for everyone, and it doesn't matter if you're a teacher or a student or an accountant, whatever. Work-life balance, I think, can be really hard, especially when you're starting out in your position. I think your mindset really just needs to be like, when I'm in school mode, I'm a teacher. And keep it that way. So then when school ends, my question to you is, what are you next? Are you a mother? Are you a father? Are you a best friend? You're going to go get a cup of coffee? Do you see my point? I think our identity is not just in being a teacher. And I think that mindset kind of ruins how we balance work and life. I hope that makes sense, because I think a lot of the things that I do say in my other videos also tie into work-life balance, and I think I have a video on that. I can link that down below as well. So what are common signs of burnout and how can they be identified? So common signs of burnout would be exhaustion, cynicism, you're procrastinating to do things for work, anxiety, all of like the negatives, everything that you don't want to happen when you have a job, and that starts creeping up on you. I think you can identify them as negative crap that happens. Now, I know on a daily basis, not every day is going to be the best day, right? But I think that the signs that are there, for me, I had like a small panic attack when I went to work. I was fine like leaving. I would give myself like a pep talk to myself in the car, and then all of a sudden I would get these panic attacks, and I've never had a panic attack before. I was like, what is going on? And after the third one, I was like, I think I'm burnt out, you know? My mood changed the night before. I basically, instead of just Sunday scaries, I got like everyday scaries, because I was like, I don't want to go. I would call off right before I had to go in. Like, that was not smart to do, but I did. I would, the last day of the week, so I have a video in my story of burnout, and I explained that in there, and it was only a 2-day week homeschool that I worked for. So I worked only Mondays and Wednesdays at this job. I had another teaching job lined up the other days. And Wednesday rolled around, and as soon as it was 2:30, I would jump for joy. Like, who does that? Like, well, I know that we get to the point where like, yay, it's Friday, but like, I would jump around like I had just won Taylor Swift tickets. It was very bad. So I think those signs are what to look out for. And just for clarification, burnout is different for every single person. So if you find a friend who's burnt out and they're like, well, XYZ, and you're like, oh, well, that doesn't bother me. Well, it's because burnout, oh my God, I can't talk. Burnout is so specific to the heart, and it's really, really important that you get down to the root of the issue. Okay, and now last one for you. How did you know you wanted to focus on helping teachers and paraprofessionals on burnout? So I knew I wanted to do something online. I wasn't sure where my Instagram was going to go. So backstory on my Instagram, I actually had to do a capstone for grad school, and it had to be on a shareable, like either social media, YouTube, whatever. And I picked Instagram. And so it was just a generic, like, oh, you should walk 10,000 steps a day, or you should eat your veggies every day, and like random like stuff. And I got a lot of people liking it and stuff, but I didn't feel like satisfied, and learning how to be a health coach was a process. And when I learned to find my niche, like, who do you resonate with, you know? And I was like, well, teachers and paraprofessionals, because I was both of them. And then that's how I came up with it. And I started with fitness and nutrition. And as I got my certification for health coaching, talking to teachers, they were burnout. And I was like, well, crap. I can't just be like, well, go exercise, eat well. And that's what I still do. But at the same time, I realized like, this is deep. And I can help a lot of people. I can serve. I think the number one thing I like to do, especially when I was picking jobs like to teach, I always knew at a young age that I wanted to serve people. And I think as teachers, we serve. And so I also wanted to serve just a different group of people. And so health coaching is where it's at. And I was burnt out too. I had learned that people were burnt out and stuff. And then I wasn't burnt out at the time. And this was like 2020. I was like, well, crap, now I have to like learn all this stuff. And I'm glad I did. However, that didn't help me when I was burnt out, because I was like, oh crap, now I'm burnt out. And that experience that I had was so bad that knowing what it was like was a lot more helpful for me to help others get through that pain, because it's a lot. And it's not like a 24-hour bug. It's something that's taxing on you for a long time, and you need to get to the root of the bottom, the root of the problem. Okay, that was a very deep ending. Okay, so thank you guys for sending me these questions. I hope you enjoyed today. I know that today was a little bit different. It wasn't necessarily on one topic. It was everywhere. Let me know what you think in the comments. You're a difference maker. I believe in you, and I'll see you in this video.